Hello, adventurers. My name is Maximus, and I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the 51st episode of Campaign 2 of Caches and Cantrips, where some of your favorite streamers play Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. I'm joined by our amazing cast of Bunny Dreadful, Nina Nikolic, and Virtual Spectre. As we mentioned last week, moves like Jagger from the GGN crew and Mac and Cheese Please are at TwitchCon, so they will not be joining us this evening. But I will wave in their general direction this way. Where's the camera? Perfect. I had to think of where is it? Oh, it's that way. So they won't be joining us this evening, but that's okay because we have fun-filled, action-packed things ready anyway. Especially for Hayden, if you remember what happened last week. And if you don't, just hang on for 4.5 minutes and I'll tell you all about it. But
That's how long the fight's going to be.
4.5 I mean, actually, 4.5 minutes worth of fighting in D&D.
Out of game time.
No. Yeah, I mean, 4.5 minutes in, and I'm thinking through this in an actual D&D, because 10 turns is a minute, so that would be 45 turns.
Yeah, that's a long fight.
That'd be a long fight.
Way.
So, hey man, 4.5 minutes. You should be proud of yourself.
That's true. If I can make my HP last for 4.5 or for 40 something rounds, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Also, if you didn't know, we have a YouTube. It's youtube.com/@Caches and You can go listen to us and watch us because that's what they do there. They have videos. You can do that right now. Or you can do it later because the videos stay there. That's what they're for. So you can watch live right now if you'd like for our show, or you could watch the Out of Combat. The only place where you can see the video of that is on YouTube. It's our show after the show.
If you're not watching live, you are missing out though, because we have chat going. And while we may not always be participating with chat because we're trying to tell a story and it's a little bit hard to multitask like that, we have a lot of lovely people hanging out in chat. So come and hang out.
Thank you, Bun.
You're welcome.
And you can be one of those lovely people.
Max is also one of those lovely people, even though he's not in chat. But that's because he's too busy.
Well, I'm in it.
Trying to kill us.
I see every single line. I just sometimes I even type, what are you talking about? I've already typed in chat tonight.
Yeah,
I am there.
Everything.
I'm everywhere.
He's got eyes in the back of his head. That's why I tell the dogs whenever they're misbehaving. I'm like, I can see you. I have eyes in the back of my head.
So yeah, speaking of dogs, poor Pizza's got a little cone on his head.
So this is going on. You can see it. I know.
He's almost better now though, so he's just laying behind you motionless on the floor.
I promise he's alive.
That's Buddy's typical "my daddy left me" pose.
Yeah.
So I think half of the photos on my phone of Buddy are of that pose right there when Dad leaves the house.
Yeah, he's got allergies, and you got to keep him from licking his poor paws.
No.
But anyway, aside from that, if you want to get early access to all of our podcast stuff, you can go to our Patreon, where you can get early access to all of them. And if you want to get regular access to them, you can do that too. They're on everywhere that podcasts are sold. You can go give them a listen. And I think we're only a few listens away from 4650, a couple. So thank you for listening to our podcast. We have the full episodes. We have the Out of Combat, the show after the show, and we have our Tome of Knowledge episodes where they're currently going through the new player's handbook as well.
Ooh.
And from what I understood, based on what Moobs told me, is that there's going to be a special guest Monday.
They're not talking about him. He's in the chat.
So yeah, from what Moobs was telling me, there might be a special guest on Monday, so don't miss that out. Don't miss out on that. And they're talking about Sorcerer. Everyone wave to Moobs in the chat as he explores TwitchCon without it.
Hi, Moobs. They have some cool pins, by the way. So if you want some cool pins, go find him at the Obsidian booth.
Exactly.
What want a cool pin. Dang it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can go check them out on Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And if you just want to join in on all of our shenanigans, and there's been a lot of great music shared today. Also, some interesting conversations about, what was it? The last thing in Discord that
Nightcore.
I saw. Yes, we talked about a fashion trend called Nightcore.
If you have opinions on the Nightcore versus Gnome Core, I believe that's the current
Knights
debate.
versus Gnomes.
Yeah.
And I believe
I
also.
need to see this. I am intrigued. Where
And
is
also,
this?
Also, there was a debate on if there's a such thing as a soup of the day. Does that mean there's a soup of the night as well?
I missed
Oh.
that. I guess I know what I'm doing after the game.
I am team soup of the night for sure.
Soup of the night. I have to know.
Oh man. But anyway, come hang out with us everywhere on all platforms. But anyway, let's go ahead and get ready for tonight's episode of Casters and Cantrips. Our story last left off with the crew of the unfortunate emerging from the vision within the Cryptex Arcanum. The ritual they witnessed revealed powerful secrets about the arcane locus artifact, leaving the crew uneasy about its potential and what it could mean for their future. And with that behind them, they set off to complete some of the dangerous tasks assigned to them by Captain Blackbeak, knowing that their very lives depended on her rise to power in the Captain's Congress. Azric's first stop was the bustling port exchange, where he met with his former shipmate Volrin in order to arrange for some forged documents to help discredit one of the captains. Volrin, who's been a longtime friend, allowed Azric to steal several blank official inquiries from the Harbor Master's inventory. While Azric did secure the papers, he knew that this would be the last time he could ask for a favor such as this. Simultaneously, Cooter and Taj visited Ironhide, Blackbeak's enforcer in the Drunken Mermaid Tavern, in order to collect the chest full of bribe money meant for Captain Thorn. Ironhide, ever the brute, tested their patience by eventually handing over the chest of gold after causing a bit of trouble in the tavern. And then they had set off in search of where Captain Thorn could be on the Isle. Meanwhile, Emmy and Hayden made their way to the Bloody Buccaneers camp to forge an alliance on behalf of Blackbeak. Buccaneers, known for their brutal tactics, were of course skeptical. However, using his silver tongue and swagger, Hayden entered an agreement with their leader, Duroc, and if Hayden could defeat him in single combat, the Bloody Buccaneers would vote for Captain Blackbeak. And that is where we'll begin our episode this evening. And VS, I would like you, sir, to roll initiative immediately.
I remember a little differently. I didn't convince him. I had to beat him in order for him to actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've convinced him, but he's being a dick,
testing
so you
your
have to
measure,
beat him.
basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Like, all you have to do is not die, and I think you're okay.
Fight for the fun of it. I mean,
That's not true.
I got a 9 on initiative.
Oh no. Okay. Duroc rolled a 16 on the die. So let's see. 20 was his initiative. Good thing you had that inspiration from last episode, because you might need it, sir.
Yeah.
Duroc looks over to you across the rocky beach area of the Bloody Buccaneers camp, and sort of the rest of the Bloody Buccaneers crew start to encircle you both, forming a makeshift ring on the beaches here. And he charges at you. Yeah.
I just wanted to
You'll
do
have
something
your
real quick
moment
before the fight starts, but yeah, I can wait.
You'll have your moment. He uses his furious charge to make a beeline towards you. And he's going to swing his great axe
Ow.
at your head. The first attack is a 19.
That'll hit.
The second attack is a 14.
That misses.
Okay. First attack. That's going to be 15 slashing damage to you.
Okay.
And you need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh boy. I'm really good at those. It would be a 15 to save.
Almost, but not quite. You are knocked prone.
Come on.
Just like that.
You were knocked
15?
prone. He rushes you. He got the
Oh, it was
drop on
nice
you
knowing you.
with the initiative and charges at you and basically just bull rushes you. So you're knocked prone in the sand. It's coarse and gets everywhere.
Ow.
And that's gonna be their turn for this turn. So, Hayden, it is now your turn.
So I'll use half my movement to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And Hayden kind of like stands up and takes a few like dizzying steps back, and he got some blood running down his head now, and he's just like, you're faster than you look. And then he is going to get low and then do something similar, just like a quick beat of movement to get back in melee range. And he's going to take a swipe with a saber.
Go for it.
That's probably not going to hit. 12?
12 misses. You swing the saber, and it looks like you're right on target, and you just sort of shifts, and you hit where you see he's wearing a breastplate under his coat. He just takes the hit, knowing that you wouldn't get through it.
You know you're likely to sink in the ocean wearing that.
He's strong enough to swim.
Yeah.
He smiles, a toothy grin, and you can see his two tusks from his orc visage smiling at you.
I'm gonna take you know what? Let's follow up with that.
Okay. Give him the old stab.
Plus 8 to hit.
What was it again?
19 plus 8.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, it definitely hits.
And I do believe, since I'm swashbuckler, I just get sneak attack.
You sure do, sir.
So, D8. Okay, damage.
Can I ask a question
In a moment.
real quick? I just
After
want to
he
know what
adds
happens
those
if he kills
numbers.
them.
That's 20 damage on that strike.
We 20 damage. To answer your question, what happens if he kills him? I'm just going to answer that if anyone kills anyone. Probably wouldn't be good, but I don't think that's the aim of the battle. Is there anything else that you would like to do, Hayden?
I think that's all I can do for now.
All right. Amy, you said that you wanted to do something.
Yeah, I just put a cracker in my mouth. Hold on.
That's okay. We'll wait.
I'm so
Emmy's-
sorry.
Emmy's nervously eating.
It's not like this is a live show or anything where I have to
Yeah.
act like a professional.
We all won't sit silently and just stare, and chat won't stare, waiting with bated breath.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to eat dinner. Friendly reminder to everybody: eat dinner. It's good for you.
I want to remind everyone
breakfast is the most important meal.
I was not offered a cracker at all. So
Oh, you can fix that. So Emmy's just gonna like join the circle of the Bloody Buccaneers and kind of like sheepishly look around her and whoever's next to her. I'm guessing it's some like big pirate dude, and she's gonna. Hey, hi. So, do you like being a pirate?
and you look at you're standing next to basically a human man with a very like scraggly, patchy facial hair. You sort of look over and ask if he likes being a pirate, and he looks and he goes, "Oh, I love it!" and holds up his arm and reveals a hook for a hand.
Wow. What happened to your arm? Did a shark eat it?
No.
Did a man eat it?
And he gives a side glance to someone at the other side of the circle. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a shark because when I turn into a shark, eating hands is really easy. And I just kind of grin like,
And he just loses his attention to you and goes back to the fight.
that's my turn. Oh, no, it's not my turn. There is something I actually want to do with my turn. I'm going to kind of grin, and then he turns away from me, and I'm like, okay, I guess no one wants to talk to me. Oh, and then I look around, and I'm going to try and find a seagull.
Sure, yeah, you can find a seagull.
Hi, Mr. Seagull, sir. I need you to send a message, and I'm going to cast Animal Messenger.
Uh-huh.
I think it's 25 words.
Uh-huh. What are your 25 words and who are you sending it to? You have to give them a description of who they're looking for.
I give him the description.
What description do you give this
The
seagull?
only turtle in town.
Not true.
It's the oldest turtle. She's a lady. She's very polite. She has a beautiful scarf shawl and a giant purse that's full of crackers. I'm sure she'll give you one if you find her.
Much better.
She's always got snacks.
Than a turtle.
Always has snacks. And glasses. The ones that make her eyes look really big like mine. And I take my glasses off and put them back on. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Computer, we need you fast. Hayden might die fighting Bloody Buccaneer. That's one word. Fuck. Please hurry. Need healer. Wait, was that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not
shoot,
counting.
I forgot to tell her where we were. Well, she'll figure it out. She's really smart.
You said Bloody Buccaneers. So.
Yeah.
Top of the round, you've got just this nice handheld chest just full of coin, Cooter, and you're walking out of the Drunken Mermaid, and you hear the disembodied voice of your friend Emmy say those 25 words to you. I've been accosted with a cracker. You hear those 25 words, and it startles you, but you know what's happening. Now you need to know where it's happening. So we'll get to that in a moment. Next turn. Daruk sort of takes the stab from you as you get by his armor, and he just looks very upset at you. I hate him that you actually got a hit in. And he is going to take his great axe and start swinging it above his head. And then he grabs onto it two-handed, and just like the Olympians doing the hammer throw, spins on the back of his heel and sort of tries to swirl this great axe into you. And make a dex save.
Dex save. Okay. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
on it. Didn't help that much. Actually, no, it helped a little bit. Math. What's 6 plus 8? 14?
6 plus 8 is 14, and it is not enough, sir.
What is these? This guy.
He's an
What a
orc
man.
pirate captain of the bloody Buccaneers. And I will say, as a rogue, a 14, I'm ashamed of you, sir.
Oh, that's my dice.
Okay. You're lucky that these rolls are kind of shit so far. You take 13 slashing damage, and you're knocked prone again.
Oh my god.
He just swirls around, and you try to duck under. And just as you duck under, the angle of his axe sort of follows you down and then just smacks you and topples you over.
Okay.
And that's going to be their turn.
Stand back up. And let's see, what can I do? Oh, I need to remember things that I have. That's one thing I need to do. Okay. Yeah, I will just try to... Hayden will kick back up onto his feet. And... we'll try to bring down his saber across the front of his body. So... Let's see. 15 plus 8.
That hits.
Sweet. Sneak attack. It's another 20 damage to that.
Alrighty. Nickel and diming him.
Yeah. His speed's probably higher than mine, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna keep trying to hit.
Okay.
This is a 1v1. I don't think there's anywhere I can scuttle off to, so. Try again. 16 to hit that time.
That hits.
This is just normal damage. Okay, well, I'll do that this time. Next time, I've not been adding the little plus bonuses to my damage.
Oh, you should definitely do that. You still can this turn because it's your turn. So add that for this turn.
It's just an extra 5. On
An extra
that
5?
20.
Okay.
Yeah. And this one doesn't get
Just
that,
an extra 5. Come
Yeah.
on.
Only 25% increase.
It's 1d8 plus 5. This one doesn't get that though. It's just straight up a d8, and that is another 3 damage.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hey. Okay. I think I did that last time I was in some sort of fight too. That's that.
Alrighty. Cooter. You hear
Oh, yes.
message. You know what
Yes,
who
I
they're
hear
fighting.
the message. It was a dog, right? Not a seagull? Sorry, buddy's laughing. I'm making a joke. Ha ha ha. Seagull, what? Wait. She's where? Oh, yes. I understand. Where are the bloody buccaneers? Where are those bloody buccaneers?
And then the seal like tries to get into your purse for some reason.
And so she starts taking out like little bits of those awful crackers and offers
If you
it
get
to the seagull.
hardtack, will that kill a
If you
seagull?
can-
Oh my god.
If you can tell me where they are, I'll give this to you. I have no idea if it'll understand me.
Yeah, so if you like bribe it with food, it's just like, and like just tries to like take it. You know, seagulls
Yeah.
are assholes, right? It's just gonna try and take that bread from you.
100%.
It showed
Yeah,
up,
it's
delivered
not-
a
it's not
message.
nice seagull.
It showed
Good
up, delivered a
magic.
message, and is no longer magically inclined to do anything else.
Yeah.
So you might have to find some way to figure out where they are camped.
Yeah, did I don't remember how well I wasn't with them when they found the bloody buccaneers in the first place, but
No.
do I remember how if they had any sense of direction as to where they were going to find them? I don't remember.
Not that you
Kuda
know
would
of,
remember.
but
I don't.
yeah, that wasn't your part of the tasks, but I'm sure that there are probably several ways that you could find out if you either
Okay.
talking to people or doing a little bit of sleuthing or whatever
We were still in the tavern, right?
you just walked out the front door.
Yeah. Are there any buccaneer-looking dudes around?
Well, if you remember correctly, every single possible pirate ship that belongs to the patronage and calls Blackrin Cove their home are
Yeah, they're
here.
all chilling. Yeah,
Everybody's here. Everyone looks like a
Yeah.
buccaneer. You look like a
Okay.
buccaneer. But
Yeah,
there are
alright,
plenty of
alright.
people. If you're looking for like a bloody buccaneer, in this area, not really. You could try and track one down or ask someone or do
Yeah,
some investigative
like-
work, whatever you'd like.
She's basically gonna go to like the closest pirate near her and just really politely like just tap him on the shoulder and just be like, excuse me, dear. Would you happen to know where the bloody buccaneers tend to hole up in these parts? Just
and-
super polite.
Yeah, and you tap this person on the shoulder, and they're a portly looking gnome that is wearing sort of a nice overcoat, and they turn around and you notice that they have one peg leg, and they have like a little dagger on their belt, and he says, how the hell should I know? They're probably off eating people or drinking blood or whatever the hell else they do over there. They usually let them stay in town.
They don't say it here. Well, that's it. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh, that sounds awful. Would you happen to know which side of town, maybe, perhaps?
Well, think about a side of town that you absolutely would not want to be in and never be caught there, and go that direction.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And then she just like walks out of the tavern. She's like, all right, I'm just going to the slums. Like,
Yeah.
just
So-
following, like using her perceptive abilities to just follow the line to like the slummiest side of town.
Yeah. So for this turn, you can make your way to sort of the outskirts, the part of Blackrin Cove that is noticeably shadier than the rest of the pirate island.
Yeah, keeping the head on a swivel and whatnot.
Yeah. So you're really scraping bottom of the barrel here if the average is pirate island. So
Yeah.
and we'll get back to you in a moment. Emmy, is there anything that you'd like to do?
Yeah, I want to try to be a pirate. So like
Alright.
whatever the other pirates are doing, I want to do that too. So if they're like cheering, I'm like also cheering. If they're like spitting on the ground, I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
just curse gratuitously. Fuck shit. Can I say the C word on stream?
You can do whatever you want. Like,
Cookies. I'm just like yelling things, and I'm gonna see if I can get some of them to sing pirate songs with me.
so what you notice is they're a very rowdy crowd. Every time every time Hayden gets hit, they all cheer, and every time Hayden hits Dakar, they're like ooh, and like, you know, kind of jeering. So you can either go along with the crowd or do the opposite.
The opposite, but like in a way that like Emmy's oblivious that it's the opposite. So like Hayden will land a hit and she'll be like, oh yeah, and then I'll like pat the next guy on the shoulder like I see other people doing and be like, did you see that? And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's basically it. All right, next round. Dakar. You give him quite the shot with a little 1-2. And he just yells this directly in your face. Like he's quite pissed. He's and just starts swinging this great axe wildly at you. The first is a 23 and the second is an 18.
Both of us hit.
Okay. You will take 22
For
slashing
both hits
damage.
combined, or one hit.
That's both of them. All one.
I'm gonna use my uncanny dodge to have that.
Okay. Very well.
So that would be what, 11?
Yeah.
Okay. Still hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden's noticing this kind of more erratic swings, and he's doing his best to dodge them, and he gets clipped by the one. But since he was halfway dodging, it didn't get a full clean hit on him. So he just shrugs it off and tries to return the favor with his favorite saber. So here we go. No, that will not hit. Not rolling great.
Roll better.
I'm trying. Okay. He misses with that, but then does a similar follow-up with the saber and tries to hit a weak point. Or no, the rapier. And he will, because that's 18 plus 8.
Yeah, you're looking for 15.
Yes. So 1d8 plus the sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's 19 damage on that one.
Ooh. And you've got some good shots in on him, and he's looking like he's very much in the fight, but he's beaten up. You see some blood trickling off from his mouth, a couple of stabs and stuff.
Same, mate. Same.
Alrighty. Pooter, you've made it to the slummiest side of the town, or the shadiest side of town, and you see some ne'er-do-wells hanging around some shabby shacks, sort of drinking liquid out of jugs with X's marked on the outside of it.
Very nice. Can I see if I might notice who is perhaps the most calm-looking person around? Like everyone, like most people are probably getting shit-faced, right?
Yeah.
And so she wants to kind of find the person who seems the least belligerent, probably the most put together. Like the least, the person who's going to be like the easiest to talk to, basically.
Okay.
Which it might be hard to find, but like,
yeah,
we're working with what we can here.
Yeah, you see a Goliath gentleman who's sort of just seated next to one of these buildings, and they're drinking with everybody else, but they have a normal sized drink, so it just looks like a tiny drink in their giant hands, and they're just kind of throwing it back, but it's gonna take a lot more for them to get kind of slammed like everyone else is.
Yeah. So she goes up to the Goliath and is just like trying to. Does the chest fit in my big bag of?
Your bag
void?
Of holding. Yeah, you could put that in the bag of holding. Cool. You don't have to. You don't have to like just walk around with a big old chest full of money.
I was a bit worried about that. I won't lie. Okay. So she goes up to the Goliath and she's like, hello, dear. I seem to have lost my party here. I believe they might have been having a meeting with the Buccaneers or something. Would you happen to know where I might be able to find their captain?
Why, you looking to join them?
Oh, well, I'm not sure. I guess if they propose a good deal, who wouldn't, eh? And she like awkwardly laughs, like yeah, 100%. I would absolutely, if given the right circumstance. Name your price, sir.
Yeah,
Like
he just sort of looks you up and down. Not really their usual type.
Oh, well, I'm more just looking for my friends, but I'm not quite sure what their business was with them. I'm a little worried because they haven't come back yet, you see.
That does tend to happen. He sort of looks over his shoulder. Look, I don't know exactly where they camp, but... and he sort of looks and points over to a little squirrely looking gentleman who is sort of walking around the people that are sort of passed out, and he's like taking their booze from them and like collecting it, essentially stealing it from them. And you see that he has this red paint marks all over his face and his arms, and he says, I think he's almost done. If you could probably follow him back. Just be careful.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your drink. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. He just sort of nods at you, and you see this little squirrely looking person, and they look like a half elf, clean shaven with sort of unkempt, like shaggy blonde hair. And they're just collecting all these booze, and they'll take a drink, and they look very like on edge, suspicious that they're gonna get caught, constantly looking over their shoulder to make sure no one's gonna come after them. And they grab up probably like 8 or 9 different jugs or cups or whatever, and they're holding it in their hands, and they start leaving and going further outside, like outside of town. So if you'd like, you could try and follow them. But they are very sort of on edge, so you might want to try. I mean, you could just walk behind them and see what they say, or you are more than welcome to try and be stealthy. Up to you.
Yeah, I before I follow them, I'll quickly see if I can like buy a bottle of rum or something from the barkeep.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
To go.
This is kind of so.
Or heck and take one if there's some around.
The tavern is the Drunken Mermaid, which is back towards the harbor. This is more, think of this more of like a BYOB. They probably made this in a barrel kind of thing, Swill.
Yeah, so. Right. Some moonshine type stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, you can just swipe something easily.
Yeah. Just something a little extra, just in case. And then I will start following him and see what happens.
Are you gonna do so stealthily, or?
More just kind of like casually.
Okay.
Like she's like she might just like pretend to like drink it as well and try to act like she doesn't. She's just kind of, she happens to be going in the same direction, you know?
Gotcha. Outside of town.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll come back to you after that.
She's a turtle. She just goes wherever she wants, mate.
Yeah. Emmy, anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, so like I'm keep striking out, but I really want to get along with some pirates because I'm trying really hard to be a pirate. So I'm just gonna like look over at another group and be like, hey, do you guys want to place some bets?
And then probably like 8 pirates all turn to look at you. And
I pull out some gold, like very oblivious, because remember, Emmy's doesn't have a good grasp on the worth values of money. Of surfacers' money. Yeah.
How much you thinking of betting, and who you betting for?
Oh, well, to be honest, I don't really know. Well, I'm definitely going to bet that Hayden wins because he's my friend and I think it's bad luck to bet against your friend. Anyways, I have probably this much that I could bet, but I don't really know how it works. I've never placed a bet before.
How much are you like holding?
Like 500 gold.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't understand this.
So you have like your hands full of like 50 platinum. Like, what about these?
Yeah.
Everyone kind of looks at you. And then they just kind of like, what is her problem? And someone's like, I got 5 gold on Dakar. I'll take your bet. And everyone's like, I'll take it. And then so roll a D12 for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot to get dice out because I just thought that Hayden was going to die for the first half of the episode and that I could just sit here and look pretty.
You thought he was going to die for the first half of the episode?
I didn't say that out loud.
Hey.
Now, what'd you say to roll? A D8?
12.
D12. A 6.
6 people take your bet.
Okay.
So if Hayden loses, you pay 5 gold to 6 people each. If Hayden wins, they all pay you 5 gold.
Okay.
So essentially 30 gold plus or minus. Next round. Dakar looks at you, he's like, what are you still? And just starts swiping at you.
Okay.
The first attack misses. Second attack, does a 15 hit you?
No.
Both attacks miss. He's just like wildly swinging like crazy and just whiffs.
Nice. Yes. Hayden dances between the strikes and maneuvers around to the side of them. As that guy's momentum probably carried him forward a bit, and he's just gonna try and, like, I don't know, stab him in the side, in the ribs with the sword. So, let's see if he does it. I think he will. That's an 18 hit.
That does hit.
Yes. Big damage. Come on. Uh, 24 damage on that hit.
Ooh. It's not looking happy.
Okay. And immediate follow-up with his other sword. 17 plus 8.
That hits.
I dropped my D8.
Now it's cursed.
But it is not. Because that is 8 damage.
Okay. He's looking rough. You think another good volley like that might be close.
Ooh, okay.
And with that, Cooter, you are strolling and following this half-elven gentleman as he's sort of holding these cups, and you hear him just kind of clinking in their arms, kind of hunched over, and you're just strolling out, and it gets to the point where you're so far like out of like the town that it's very obvious that they're being followed. They turn around and they turn over the other shoulder and they see you, and they kind of do a 180 on their heels. Hey, what do you want?
Oh,
Emily!
hello.
I bought all of them.
Would you like another drink?
Yes.
Oh,
Wait.
wonderful.
For what?
Oh,
How much?
Well, oh no, I'll just give it to you. I didn't pay for this anyway. But I would like to know if I could come with you. Are you a bloody buccaneer, perchance?
And he looks directly at like the red paint on his arms. Who's asking?
My name's Cooter. I'm looking for my friends who I believe were having a discussion with your captain, and they haven't come back yet. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay. Would you mind if I came with you?
Can you give me that for free?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can have. There's more of this where this came from. Oh.
And he goes to like reach one of his hands out to grab it, and then feels like all the like 9 or 10 drinks almost fall, and like holds on to them, and they're clinking around. A little bit spills.
Why don't I hold on to this one until we get there, and then I'll give it to you. Do you need some help?
No, I tell you what, pour it in your mouth, and I'll take you there.
She does. Yeah.
And it's just like some like grubby looking like pirate who's just like out of his gourd, and you could just splash it in his face and he's happy.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, come on. And he just starts
thank you so much.
trotting through like the rocky like outskirts.
Yeah.
And you just follow this
honestly, to be that guy.
I mean, what a life, right?
Yeah. He's got everything he needs.
You follow him out, and it doesn't take long until you just see a series of just sort of tents set up, and then you see a large crowd of people and some cheering and jeering and, you know, general hooliganism happening over there. It doesn't take you long to see Hayden and another quite large orc gentleman are both bloodied, beaten, bruised in the middle of this circle, kind of going at it, smacking each other with their weapons.
Oh dear.
Emmy, you see, as you're looking across, and you see a weird kind of guy hunched over carrying a whole bunch of stuff, and then you see your friend just kind of just strolling behind him, just like taking a walk on the beach.
I'm doing the like, you're in the crowd and you're trying to get you're like, you have the table already and your friends come in, but they haven't like seen you yet. And you're like awkwardly like in the back, like, hi, hey, that's me.
And you could easily, Cooter, your passive perception is so stupidly high that you could pick out Emmy as she's like, hey, and like jumps up, and like you see her little hand over the crowd from all these pirates.
Oh, Emmy! I'm
glad you're here. I think Hayden's in trouble, but there's not really anything we can do, I don't think. All I know is in all the stories, you don't want to interrupt a pirate duel because, I don't know, you just don't do it.
No, we just let it play out, love.
Okay.
And just as you say, we'll just let it play out, that's one of the times where Hayden got smacked, and then he's like fallen into the sand and like gets knocked over.
There's like blood out of his nose or something, I'm sure.
Oh dear.
Now you're all
Put
caught
him
up.
right back up and hit him.
Yep. You do the cool martial arts, kip up, and all right. Next turn. His little fun attack does not recharge, unfortunately. So he's just going to swing at you twice. The first one is an 11, which is going to miss you. The second one is 19.
Yes.
Alrighty. Alrighty, and he's going to do 8 damage on the first one, and then 7 damage on the second one. Oh, no, there's only one. Sorry, 8 damage plus 4. Hold on. I have confused myself thoroughly. It's 2d12. I rolled 2 4s plus 4, 12 slashing damage.
All right. He's going to use his reaction to uncanny dodge again.
I promise I can count.
6 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hayden's bleeding and battered, and he's panting. He's like, I've caught tiny fish that put up more of a fight than you, and he's gonna go ahead and try to attack again.
Go for it.
That is 14.
You need 15.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Argo's nose is like right up to the edge of my dice tray.
It's like, what's going on in there?
Yeah, he's seen me rolling dice, now he's interested.
It's all fun until he just
lick them for luck.
Yeah.
Don't eat them.
He already licks everything as it is.
Everything in the house is
that's
lucky.
a dirty 20.
It hits.
Okay. Buddy. All right, one second. Let me get all my dice. Another 20 damage.
Okay.
My damage dice are pretty good.
He's looking quite rough. He's sort of on his last legs. So at this point,
Oh no.
What's that?
I was gonna do what Bun said, but then he opened up his mouth like he wanted to eat it. I was like, no.
I was gonna say, yeah. It's all fun and games till he just chomps one of those dice.
Yeah.
Delicious math rocks. Yeah, you really don't want to have to go find those in the yard later.
So Emmy and Cooter are watching on, thinking this can't go on for much longer. And Darok is gonna do, let's see if his thing recharges. Nope, a 1. Okay. He's gonna make 2 attacks. The first one is a 23. The second one is a 17, which I believe does not hit you.
It does not.
Okay. You are a lucky rogue, sir.
I thought you were gonna say it was a crit. By the way you laughed.
No. I'm actually very disappointed because this gentleman crits on a 19 or a 20 and it still hasn't come up. You are going to take 13 slashing damage.
This is a new round of combat, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, uncanny dodge.
He's swinging like mad. The first one misses. The second one, he goes to swing and gathers back up and just sort of, instead of swinging at you, just shoves the great axe forward in sort of a thrust into your gut.
Okay. What was the damage? I'm sorry.
13. So 6.
Okay, it's coming down to the wire. How do I? Okay, so obviously I don't want to kill him.
You're basically just going down to whoever goes unconscious here. So.
Okay. All right. He shoves me in the chest with the thing. It hurts.
It hurts. Sure does.
We'll say he knocks Hayden back like 10 feet or so, and Hayden plants his feet and runs, slides through his legs to get behind him to try and get him in the back to finish him off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We can't let Argo eat the dice. Puppy's trying to eat the dice.
Mine's just trying to get in here to make sure I'm alive. He keeps scratching on the door, but I can't trust him to not eat my beanbag
And they're both
and
just
all my
passed
couch.
out. They've learned that Friday night is nap time because
Nap
we're
night-
not
nap
going to pay
time?
attention to them.
Where's Sandwich? Is she beside you in the window?
She's right
Oh.
behind me, passed out. Yeah, she's
Sorry
in a
about
little
that.
shadow.
Let's see. That's gonna miss.
Okay.
that attack. Follow up. Also misses. I
Dang.
missed both.
Alrighty. Let's see. On a 5. His swirl of the cleaver attack is recharged. So I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
He starts whirlwinding at you.
No, I failed it.
What is it?
It's low. It's a 9.
9 is not enough. Alrighty, here we go. Oh. Wrong dice. You take 10 slashing damage and you fall prone.
Okay. Am I still able
Let's-
to use my reaction? Or is this the fact that I went prone mean I can't use it?
No, you can.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna half that then again with uncanny dodge.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
So, 5.
How's Hayden looking?
I have 6.
Okay.
Uncanny dodge has been saving me.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I have a. Never mind, I'll wait till my turn.
Oh no, the music just went all
I
intense.
know, I'm really
I know.
scared.
It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
final
Well-
countdown.
We'll get
Oh
to
my.
Emmy and Cooter after this resolves because this is the crescendo, it seems.
Yeah, this is it. Okay. It's a
These
hit.
rolls determine probably who wins this, so
It's a hit.
okay.
16 plus 8
Uh-huh.
damage. Uh, 23 damage
23 damage.
with the sneak attack.
Okay. So he swings his whirlwind at you, sort of grazing you, not fully connecting. And as you sort of connect with your saber, as his sort of back is turned in the whirlwind, you slash him across. And he stumbles forward and drops his great axe and falls to his knees in the sand. And he holds his hand up and goes, all right. And you, sir, have defeated Duroc, Captain Duroc of the Bloodied Buccaneers in single combat.
I knew he was gonna win the whole time. He's so
Hey,
great.
100%.
Just look at him.
Absolutely.
He's kind of barely able to stand. He like sheathes his sword and he's like, I need a bottle. I need a bottle.
Oh,
Someone-
I gave mine away.
He's just begging for like a bottle of rum.
And you see the little grubby weird guy that Cooter followed in here has like 9 in his hand and like just hands 1 to you.
But it's awful. The worst rum you've ever tasted in your life.
Mhm.
I mean, at this point, he said he's like a weird little guy.
He's like a half elf who sort of looks like a grubby street urchin deckhand. Who these are all misshapen different like vessels of liquid that he stole from people in town.
So Hayden takes it from him and like rests his hand on his shoulder. He's like, "You are a living saint, mate." And he just takes a big swig of it.
Wow, I'm Reggie. And he sort of scurries away.
Reggie, right.
I'm
Good
gonna
old Reggie.
collect my winnings.
Yes. As sort of the captain falls to his knees, everyone just like, oh, except for Emmy.
Go ahead, sorry.
And then there's a line of
That
people,
was my first time gambling. It was so much easier than everyone made it sound like.
and you see several, like 6 of these pirates lining up, just like putting gold in your hand and just like shaking their heads.
You said 30, right?
Yeah, you get
Nice.
30 gold total.
Nice. Dinner's on Emmy.
Hayden walks over to the captain and he's takes another big swig and then kind of like holds out the bottle in front of him. There's like a offering.
Yep, he grabs it and takes a generous swig. Like whenever you give your dad a drink of your soda and he drinks like way more than is appropriate when you're sharing it, that's what happens when you hand him his drink. And he looks at you and goes, "You hit harder than I thought you would."
Looks can be deceiving, mate.
And he helps himself up and sort of goes to shake your hand and says, "All right, I'll vote the way you want. You've got an accord."
Fine choice. And I do the old like forearm, like
Yeah, as pirates do, of course.
yeah. Amy, Kuda.
Yes, we're here. And I'm going to go cast healing
Hey, free heal
word.
we have.
I'm going to cast
Hayden-
healing word at
Everything else, if
level.
anything else goes bad, we need him.
Hayden looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like this is probably the worst you've seen him, other than when he was a statue.
I'll cast it at level 3.
He arguably looked better as a statue. He was a pretty good pose. So
I mean, I'm going to heal you. I know we can probably take a short rest after this, but I'm still going to just heal you.
Yeah.
Just in case. You never know what's going to happen on Pirate Island. So you'll get... Seven healing. I did not roll well.
From me, it's 11 as well.
Let's go. And then we'll go take you to a bar to get a short rest. But that way, if anybody attacks us on the way, you're not.
He's
Just
gonna just kind of like gather his things up because it was like a shirt off brawl, so he's got to put his jacket back on.
yeah. And it gets to the point where everyone's like cheering and having a good time and everyone's jovial. And then inevitably someone spills someone else's drink and there's an argument. And like the atmosphere just goes from like pirate party vibes to like pirate like bar fight vibes in the area. So as you're kind of like helping Hayden out and kind of carrying him away, it's you leave right at the opportune time where things start to get a little too rambunctious
Rowdy.
there.
Okay, hold on. because I was going to ask her this privately, and I started to, but I feel like the chat needs to know too. Nina, why do you have a mug bigger than your head?
It's not. It just looks like it
My
in the camera.
gosh, that is giant.
It's not actually that big.
You look like a hobbit holding that.
I am a hobbit, though.
I just want to say, whenever you held that mug like at face level, it still looked pretty big.
It's really
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really
Okay,
pretty.
sorry.
Though.
I just needed to see it again because that's insane.
I mean, Australia is not too terribly far from New Zealand.
It's
my
true.
backup
Have you been a
coffee
hobbit
mug.
this whole time?
Yeah, I've always been a hobbit. People think that I'm a lot bigger than I am, but ask Max. I'm a teeny tiny hobbit.
Wait, how tall are you?
Nina is cooter sized.
5'2". Yeah, literally.
I thought you were like
Literally.
6 foot.
No.
Sorry to
Girl,
derail the
no.
whole show. I just
Anyway.
felt like
This is important things
digress.
for the chat
The
to know.
Sorry,
mother.
I just noticed that there were scraps of coffee left in my mug, and they had to go.
And
Anyway,
as you're carrying Hayden out of town to get him to the nearest tavern, which is all the way back at the Drunken Mermaid, because it's the tavern here essentially. You can find your way back to the room where you're staying, and you all can easily get a short rest. You can spend as many hit die as you would like, and any other things that you would normally get back on a short rest are brought back to you. And I think that is an excellent point for us to go ahead and take our break this evening. So thank you for watching or listening. Don't go anywhere. You can get some snacks, maybe grab a beverage, and we'll be
some
back
cheese
here
and
in
crackers.
just get some
Or
cheese and
coffee.
crackers. Yeah.
Coffee would be so good.
And
right
we'll be
now.
back here in just a few minutes. So BRB, everybody.
BRB.
Alrighty, and welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you had a nice little break and got you some snackies. Where we left off, our group were just getting a bit of a short rest in to help Hayden recover from his brawl with the captain of the Bloody Buccaneers. And you all are hanging out in your sort of rooms there in the Drunken Mermaid, preparing for your next steps.
Oh, yes. How are you feeling, Hayden?
I hurt. All over still.
I would imagine so.
But it's
Oh.
fine. It's fine. It's done.
Okay, well, we need you at your best because we never know what's coming. But, by the way, you reminded me. I have this. And she pulls out the big old chest out of her Mary Poppins bag. I believe this was for Captain Thorne. Captain Thorne. Yes. Anyway, we have to find him. Not sure where to find him, but we need to find him and get him all of this. Maybe he'll be willing to vote then. Not a bribe, 100% not. It is a bribe. It is a big bribe, yes.
Okay. And what's his crew? I don't know if I.
That one I don't remember. Maybe I do remember. I don't know. Do I remember?
I'm so sure somebody knows.
Captain Thorne of the Ironclad is their ship, and you are offering this
Ironclad.
money as a bribe because Blackbeak knew that Captain Thorne had acquired a lot of debt and was willing to
Forgive the debt, pay the debt.
the debt's not to her.
Well, cover his debt
Cover
in
his debt.
exchange for.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Classic bribery.
Yes.
Simple enough. Money talks.
Sure does.
Perhaps we should start asking around. See if someone knows where he's at.
Yes, I concur. I guess maybe we start downstairs again.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find anyone who happens to be clad in iron, as it were.
Not a very effective way to protect yourself.
Yeah. In the water, just like it turned into a rust bucket.
But you're more than welcome to find people around town or ask around or try and figure out the comings and goings of this person.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to go downstairs and perhaps listen into a few conversations to see what people are talking about as to like where to start.
Yeah. Make a perception roll.
Oh boy, it's one of those days, is it? 7.
7. So you hear one pirate complaining to another about having to swab the decks twice because they said it wasn't good enough the first time and it was taking forever, and they didn't get to the Drunken Mermaid in time. Well, there was actual seating, so it's standing room. You overhear another conversation, people talking about how the prices are way more expensive now at the Harbor Master, and they're not giving as much for their loot, and just kind of general discontent. You hear someone talk about going to play cards later, hopefully win some money. Nothing to really hone in on to help your efforts.
Yeah, I don't hear much. Maybe we might need to get a more direct approach. I suggest maybe you lead the way. My negotiation skills are a little... I mean, I can at least intuitively see people's responses, I suppose, Hayden, while you conversate.
I'll give it a try. Although I'm feeling a little out of sorts from this morning.
But, yes, I imagine so.
I'll give it
Hopefully things don't come to blows. If they do, just step back and I'll handle it.
Well, let's hope nothing comes of
Peter,
that.
have you ever been in a fight, like a 1v1 fight?
Me, I mean, I've been around for a couple of centuries, love. There have certainly been some scuffles in my time, back in my day.
Oh, will you tell me about it?
Oh, one day, perhaps
Okay.
over a stiff drink. When
Oh,
all this is
okay.
over.
What makes the drink stiff? Like if it's ice?
Just if it's very, very strong. That's the only way you'll get those stories out of me.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Maybe our friend Whisper. I know of his whereabouts.
Oh, yes, very good, very good.
That's a
We
good
should
point.
certainly ask her.
We don't really know what Whisper is now, do we?
Probably on the ship, right?
Well,
I
she
wouldn't-
could also be trollopsing around.
I
His
wouldn't be
home,
surprised
Uncle.
if she's behind us somewhere watching us.
I mean, I can find her if you want. Wait, did we sleep? We slept, right?
You got
Short
a
rest.
short rest just now, and then I
but
would
not a long
also
rest. Okay.
like to thank Amaro for gifting 10 subs to the stream. Thank you, Amaro.
Wow!
Much appreciated.
Amaro.
Thank you.
Many generous,
It's like
much hugs.
Christmas. Let's be train of thought. It's almost like something really good happened somewhere in the world. Oh, I was gonna say I could find her if we can't find her quickly. I could always use a spell to find her.
I would
Just
suggest-
kidding. I don't have that spell. Oh, but if you know an
Oh.
object that she has on her, I could use that spell.
Oh,
So
well,
like her knife.
we're not far
Yes.
from the ship. We could probably check there first.
Let's check.
Yes.
Plus, I want to tell Chatter about the fight.
She'd be so excited.
To the ship then.
All right. Yeah. So you can make your way back to the ship, and it's mid-afternoon or so. It's sort of a skeleton crew on the ship for now.
But is Chowder there?
Sure, Chowder is there.
I want to tell Chowder and whatever of the crew is there. I'm going to tell him about the fight Hayden had with the captain of the Bloody Buccaneers, but Emmy's going to tell it like way more dramatic than it really was. Like going wild with it.
Mm-hmm. You're sort of regaling.
I want to make Hayden sound like the biggest badass pirate that ever
roll
lived.
performance.
Okay. I'm not
So glad it's
horrible
not
at it.
me.
And then he leaped 20 yards in the air.
Oh, that's not so good. 7.
Okay. They're like,
Hey,
everyone's
we're
like
doing great
nodding
today.
along to your story. You're like, yeah,
I didn't
Cool.
do dice too.
cool.
I think I had the opposite effect. Sorry.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we know Hayden can handle himself. Like, duh.
Sounds right.
Then I won 30 gold. Is that a lot?
And they're like, the crew like are that's what like, yeah, right. Yeah, sure he did. Like, and you run into Kurzak, where he informs you that Whisper had gone to see about ship repairs and scheduling, and you can wait for her to come back, or you can go try and find her. Up to you all.
Oh, marvelous. Well, I suppose we might as well take a rest until she gets back.
Okay. Hopefully she's not long.
Well, because I imagine we should give Hayden some time to recuperate, so I guess we might as well just turn in for the night in the meantime. And then we can see what's up with the repairs, too.
We have enough time for all that? Don't we only have like 5 days or something?
How long do we have now?
Let's see.
Checking my notes, but I'm not seeing it.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, that you had, I believe it was 4 or 5 days from when you met Blackbeak.
And it's been like 2? 1?
I
Already?
think that this is day 1.
Okay.
Or sorry, you're in day 2. of 5.
Well, I think we'll be okay. I mean, how bad
Yeah.
could it possibly get when we're trying to bribe a man with money? I mean, I probably
Yeah.
have twice as much money as is in this chest in my
I'm
bags.
more worried about how much spells we're going to need to sink that ship.
Well, we can worry about that as a,
Should I prepare
We
something
should-
to
we should
sink a
certainly-
ship?
No, not right now. I wouldn't worry about that
Okay.
immediately. I think that's probably going to be the last on our agenda, so we should
I have a lot
certainly
of
be
spells.
well rested before we head out for that.
I have a lot of spells that cause fire or lots of water. Would that be helpful?
Yeah, we'll find out when
Okay.
we make a plan for it, but I don't think we'll worry about it right now.
Do you think an
Correct me if
elemental
I'm
could
wrong.
sink a ship on its own?
Oh, but we should have some backup for that.
Okay. Okay. What about giant insects?
It could be useful backup, but we should also have more additional
Okay.
body
okay.
backup. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get some sleep then, and then we'll...
But I mean, we probably don't need to take a long rest right now, but we can save that for when we regroup before we head out to sabotage the ship.
Oh, okay, so we're not doing it now? Right now, we're just
No,
going to go talk.
right now we're looking for the
okay.
ironclad thorn, sir. My brain was about to say Blackthorn, but we're not talking about Jack. We're talking about someone else.
Okay. A
who
whisper's
is
not on.
a samurai.
Yeah, Captain
So Whisper's
Thorn.
not on board.
Yeah.
So Kurzak just told you that she'll be back later. So it's up to you what you
Yeah.
want to do. You can wait. You can go to bed and wake up in the morning. Like, it's your call.
I think we'll just wait. Surely she'll be back before dinner time. Right?
We can work on our grow room in the meantime.
Yes.
So your contraption's already
an
done.
hour or
Up to you. So
a couple hours? How long?
So if you're gonna sit and wait, you wait a few hours. So it's about noonish. You wait probably 3 hours, and then Whisper comes back, and she sees you all, and she says, "Everyone's trying to get repairs since everyone's in port, so I'm doing what I can to get us up the order."
And
As
do
it
you
stands,
need anything else for that?
Eventually
As it
money,
says, continue.
but at this point, we're looking at least 5 days until they start repairs on our ship. I'll see if I can't grease the wheels, though.
All right.
Let's just make sure the job's well done. We're not necessarily in a hurry for anything at the moment.
Right.
Of course, you know how things are. That could change.
Just let us know how much coin we might need, and we'll see what we can do.
I mean, I've got coin if you need coin. I've got plenty. I'm not using it. I've got.
I don't need it now.
Okay, well, just let me know. I've got 2,000 gold, so.
You probably shouldn't carry that much with you.
Oh.
And you probably
What should I
shouldn't tell
do?
people you have that much either.
Oh. I'm sorry. 2,580 because I just won some money. Well, what should I do with it then?
Whatever you want.
Should I bury it on an island?
Why not hold on to it in a safe place? And then perhaps down the line, if we find a nice island, you can put it there.
For safekeeping.
Or should I go and buy something with it?
You can do whatever you like. It's your
but
money.
I don't know what to buy with it. Is there somewhere on the island that we could go shopping for like?
I'm sure there's all kinds of trinket stores.
Ooh, trinkets. That'd be good. I still never did get my ring that I wanted, actually. I forgot what came of that.
I think we just came back. We just got a little distracted.
You just left
with
that island and
trying
said,
to
"Screw
leave
it."
and whatnot.
Oh no, I got the cloak. I got a cloak of protection. That's right.
Yeah.
So good. I guess it's on my character sheet. I don't remember that. Oh.
Anyway, we digress. As things stand, we may potentially need money. Wonderful. Oh yes, that's right. We were waiting for you because we were looking for a certain Captain Thorn of the Ironclads, I believe. Do you have any intel on where we might find them? On some Blackbeak business.
Captain Thorn, the Ironclad. It's a drunkard. Likes to gamble.
No.
In debt. You could probably find him at one of the, well, local games of ill repute, which is funny to say since technically everyone here is of ill repute. Needless to say, there's a bit of a of a place I haven't been, called the Hidden Ledger. Sort of your backroom gambling den for captains and important people of sorts. But I'm sure if you could find it, you could find your way in.
All right. Thank you very much. If you wish to join us, by all means. But I'm not sure how much business you have here with the.
I think gambling is a weakness and a waste of money. Unless you know you're going to win.
Oh, I just made a lot of money doing it, and I didn't know what I was doing, so.
I think you got lucky, love. I wouldn't.
Well,
That's
I
how
bet
they
on
get you.
Hayden. I feel like it's always a safe bet to bet on Hayden, right?
I mean, I would, but
Yeah.
again,
I thought
it
it'd be good
depends.
luck for him.
It worked out in your favor this time.
Yes, you never know, do you? Well, anyway, that's fine. We'll go check that out then.
Thanks, Whisper.
Yes, thank you very much. I suppose let's see where we can find the hidden ledger.
You can go talk to Silas at the Mermaid, see if he's overheard any drunkards wandering in and out. Usually when captains win big, they tend to boast.
Yes. Apparently they do.
And she like side eyes Emmy.
All right, let's go find Silas.
Was Silas the like
Proprietor.
works at?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
When we start to leave, though, actually, Emmy wants to hang back to talk to Whisper alone.
Okay. You can talk to Whisper alone.
Hi, Whisper. I just, wanted to say something, if that's okay.
Free Island.
Well, I know, we once you talked about being friends, and then I didn't really trust you, and I don't know if you actually like me or not, but I just wanted to say that I heard the way Blackbeak talked to you, and I didn't think, I just want you to know that I think we still want you as part of our crew, and you've still got a place with us. And even though they don't say it so much, I think Hayden and Nadric like having you as part of the crew too. And I can tell Tosh likes you, but I think she'd admit that. I just, that's all. I just thought, even if you don't want to hang out with Blackbeak because she's like really scary and stuff, you can keep hanging out with us, even if like we pay her out our debt with her. Like you could still hang out with us anyways. So, okay, I should probably go. And Emmy like awkwardly tries to get away from the situation because she feels like she said too much.
He just says, it's like, just holds her hand up. It's nice of you to say. I would keep those sort of niceties to yourself once you're in the cove.
Yeah,
Following.
everyone tells me to maybe not be myself when we're on the island. And I just try not to talk a lot. It seems to work out best.
It's better if you don't trust anyone.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I know you're right, but sometimes I think maybe if people were trusted, then maybe they'd be or worth being trusted. If that didn't make sense. Anyways,
If only this imaginary world full of trust, rainbows, and kittens were a reality. Seems like a nice place to live.
I mean, we don't have kittens, but where I'm from, people trust each other. You have to survive, you know? So. Yeah, but we don't have kittens. Kittens would probably drown. Anyways, okay, I should go. Bye.
And the last, you just like spin in your heels and say kittens would probably drown. And she just like looks like, the fuck? What a weird little elf girl. Yeah, and you all can make your way back to the Drunken Mermaid. It is dinner time and the place is hopping. Standing room only, shoulder to shoulder. Poor Silas is slinging ale like nobody's business.
Emmy's gonna be a cat for this scene.
Okay. You are a cat. So you make it
On
to
Hayden's shoulder.
Okay. So you make it to the Drunken Mermaid, cat on shoulder, and Cooter at your side, Hayden.
It's busy in here. I hope the keep can spare a moment to talk to us.
Maybe if we, No, if we shout around, it'll just make him more busy. Oh, no.
Kuda was about to be like, next drink's on me. And then it's like, oh no, that would just make everything worse.
I'm not buying all these swords. A drink.
I mean, at least it probably looks like it'd be cheap here.
Well,
I guess we better line up, I suppose.
Yep. If by line you mean shoulder our way to the front.
Oh, yes, get in there.
And Kuda's so tiny, she like starts trying to dodge and weave through like people's legs and stuff.
And it is so packed here that it's like when you go into a super busy bar on the weekend and you're standing in the appropriate place where you'd think people would be to get drinks, but then someone over here wants to drink and someone over there wants a drink and someone over there, and then someone just sat down and they're talking to them and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I've been here for like 5 minutes. And it's just like, and it's not the barkeep's fault because he has no idea like what the hell's going on. So eventually you can gain Silas's attention and they sort of look over like, what can I get you? Oh, it's quite busy here this evening.
Oh, well, we won't take much of your time. We were just wanting to know where to find the ironclads. We need to speak to their captain.
What? Hold on, I'll be with you in a moment. What do you want to drink? I'm drowning here.
I will get my own ale. Do you know where to find the hidden ledger?
No.
Has anyone been talking about getting rich lately?
And
Hitting it big.
He's just like, hold on, and just starts slinging more drinks. And he just sort of yells, out into the crowd, Delilah, watch, no, yes, and it's like shouting back and forth, and like you have no idea what she's saying, and she's just like trying to shout things like I'm busy, and he's just like, no, come back here, and then you see an elven woman sort of come behind the bar, and then Silas just like takes a moment. It's like he's using this moment to like build in like a break, but act like he's helping a customer. And he's like, "What are you on about?"
Oh, I don't know. We were just looking to have a good gamble, and we were wondering where the best place for that might be. Have you heard of anyone getting some good winnings here lately? Emmy seems to have taken a shine to it.
Never mind. The cat just goes, wow, and you say that. He doesn't know the cat is Emmy.
All right, listen, no offense. I've seen you all come in here. I know your crew quite well. You're very lovely people, and you always pay well. from what I understand, it's captains only, unless you pay a handsome door charge. Now, I'm not entirely certain what your situation is, and from what I hear, that moves from place to place. But last I'd heard, they're actually having it, well, at the Harbor Masters for this week.
The Harbour Masters are hosting.
I wouldn't go that far. Someone is procuring the use of the back storage area to sort of create this sort of like a pop-up experience that is nomadic.
Really?
Oh, wonderful. She sleeps
Traveling
like
boys gambling club.
No, a traveling captain's gambling club.
Yeah.
Kuda slips 10 gold across the thing to Silas and just says,
for your time. We really do appreciate you taking
really
it. Thank you.
Is too much.
No, not at all. Not at all. You said handsome door charge.
I'm not the one who's taking the door charge, but if you're paying me 10 gold to tell you where this place is, then by all means, but
No, absolutely. It's certainly worth it for us.
I'm just warning you, it's quite expensive, so
Yes, we'll see. We'll see how we go.
have fun, I suppose.
Thank you very much.
And just
All right.
as he's taking a moment and like takes the gold, and he looks over, and this poor employee of his is like getting like trying to do like the 8 ales at once, where they grab the handles, and then just only grabs 3 out of the 4 and spills 1, and it's just like it is a disaster. He's like, I need to take care of this. Good luck. Don't lose all your gold, because I hope you'd come back and spend more. So
Thank you very much.
the barkeep is like, more than one trip is for pussies.
yeah. Sorry. He just turns around and is in helping out their his employee there. So he's pointing in the direction of the harbor master, which at this time is usually closed at night, right? Under except in special circumstances. So they have the back area to themselves for this. So you can make your way over if you'd like.
Oh yes, absolutely.
We left the chest of money on our ship, and we're not actually carrying it around with us.
I have it in my bag of
Yeah, it's in the bag of
Happiness.
holding.
Ah,
Mhm.
He has all her gold on her, so I can pay for us to get into the thing.
oh yeah, that's a fantastic way to spend your money, Amy.
I mean, I'm hoping not, because I would like to stay in cat mode. So,
I know. It's
but I'm saying,
Let's see how much we owe.
All right. So you meander through the streets. The harbor master's sort of it's pretty quiet here. It's closed up. You can make your way into sort of the front area. And you just see like a little bit of torchlight on in the back. And as you go up, stroll up to the front area, you see 2 door guards there sort of keeping watch. One of them just puts their hand up. Hobgoblin gentleman there looks a little rough around the edges, along with a lizard folk woman who was just sort of watching the door. Sorry, this is for captains only, and I don't believe any of you are a captain.
Oh well, we have a you second captain, right? Does that count? Do we get a discount?
Let me put it plainly, this is a party that you're not invited to.
Well, how much to change your mind?
How much you got?
Oh, I've only got to be let me count. Hold on.
And she starts pulling like coppers out of her bag.
Like grandma in line at the
Yeah,
supermarket.
she's like doing the like.
And he just like pulls his hand up. No, sorry, 100 gold ahead if you want to get in. That doesn't count
100
the
gold
buy-in.
head. Well, why didn't you say so? As she takes out 300 gold and puts it in his hand.
200 gold. There's only 2 of us and a
Yeah,
cat.
there's only 2 of you and a cat.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
You're like, I need change. Like,
Yeah.
and he counts it out and hands it back to you. Well, enjoy yourself. Don't make any trouble.
Oh, thank you very much. We'll have a great time, won't we, son?
She's
She's like, we're going to Vegas and we're going to win big. Like,
Just don't spend all your time on the slots, please.
just
Oh my god, Cooter would totally be the old lady at the slots. She's like, don't touch
sending
that
her
one.
prayers every time she pulls.
Now, if my calculations are correct, it's going to be this one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so as they open up and you kind of go into the back area, and he just sort of points through and tells you where to go, and you go through the back, you go into like the storage warehouse area, and you sort of get to the back of this warehouse. You're like, how much further could this place go? And there's another doorway that leads to another portion of it with some other guards, and they open the door, and what was probably just like an empty storehouse area has been like completely transformed into just like this lively, like, you know, think like backroom casino. It's like a richly decorated, like a den of sorts. They're making use of the nice wooden floors. They've been polished up. They've got like crimson velvet drapes like in front of the walls to make it look nice, so it's not just like drab warehouse feel. There's some like golden colored sconces to provide light. And then you see there's all these round tables scattering through, nice plush chairs. And you sort of get the aroma of like pipe tobacco just lingering in the air. There is a separate bar area. There's a seating lounge area, and then there's a couple of tables of people just playing various like games of cards, games of chance, those sort of things.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
And then she like goes up to the bar and she's like,
Hayden, would you like something?
Cooter's in heaven suddenly.
yeah, 100%.
One bottle of rum, as top shelf as they got.
Yes, top shelf, only the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll cost you a pretty penny, so 2 gold for some rum, which is exorbitant.
Yep, done. One for him, one for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're high rolling here. You've got your own bottles of rum and a cat on your shoulder. And you sort of see like make a perception roll here.
Okay, not this dice.
Both of us, or just...
Oh, 6.
6.
I perceive there is rum in my hand. I'm enjoying
Yes, there's some rum in your hand. You look around, and you can see some captains that you're at least familiar with. You see Captain Finn Goldbeard, who is at this point in time the Speaker Corsair of the Captain's Congress. You've known that since you first came to the island. You see Captain Red, who is a sort of very weathered human gentleman. All sorts of other people in here. It's some that you don't recognize too. But yeah, probably at least 25 people in here, 25 to 30, not counting the staff.
Looks like quite the party.
is what
Indeed.
Kuda says. Forgot to put her glasses on today, apparently.
There's a few familiar faces, but I don't know if I see anyone that fits Thorn's description. At least not yet.
You could roll perception too if you'd like. By the way, I didn't hear if you gave a number or not.
Even though I'm a kitty.
You sure can, and you can meow in the directions of people that you would like.
I don't see him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple faces you see, a couple.
Might. Because cats have good perception, I think.
You tell me.
Yeah, so 14, maybe.
A 14. So as you're sort of looking around, you notice, the usual suspects here. You can see, usual suspects is the wrong word. You recognize some captains. A lot of captains you just don't know. But you do see a sort of portly, halfling-looking, well-dressed gentleman that looks like they've got a sizable stack of sort of chips in front of them, signifying that they've seemingly won quite a bit of money at whatever hand of game they're playing. They look very pleased with themselves. He's got a sandy blonde sort of comb over, some large mutton chops, almost to the point that they poof out. They're obnoxious. And is sort of wearing like a fine, like almost like a suit with like a vest and like a pocket watch. Like looks very fancy, not rugged pirate.
Okay. Emmy's gonna try to do the thing. Like if she were not Emmy, the cat would kind of meow and jump to the ground and slink around the legs and kind of like point in the direction of like meow. But it's Emmy, so she kind of just like kind of falls off Hayden's shoulder, and she hasn't spent any time around cats, so she kind of just like thumps onto the floor and goes, ah! And then just like points her head, real awkward, in that direction.
You think she's trying to tell us over that way?
Yes, I believe so. Maybe it's her animal intuition. I
Okay.
guess might as well mosey on over.
Kuda's like swigging from her bottle as she like
What's the
moseys
plan?
on over.
Exactly.
Okay, so, well, I have whoever we're looking for has a great debt that Blackbeak's willing to repay, right? Which is
Okay.
in my bag. Don't tell anybody. But anyway, if we can find out who that is, we might be able to play into his fancies here. Apparently he likes to gamble, but he also likes to drink. So a little bit more top shelf, a little bit of a flick in the chest here, and maybe we'll win him over.
Okay. So how do we work from that to, hey, this other captain's going to buy off your debt?
I guess we'll see when we talk to him, I suppose. We have to find him first. I guess we'll go in that direction, see if it even is him.
Sure. Lead the way.
And Kuda just kind of saunters on over, saying like, checking out what's going on. And
Good evening, gentlemen. What game are we playing here?
And just as you were walking up and asking the question, like, what are they playing here? You see one of them, the portly halfling, stand up and just laugh and just like rake all the chips. And you see one of the other pirates just like slam their cards down and they just go, "Damn it, Thorn, must you take all of my money?" And he looks up and just goes,
Kuda looks over at Hayden and goes,
Bingo.
he looks and goes, "Sorry, mate," and just kind of rakes it over to him and just like putting all these like chips in his bag. And he turns around and he goes, Anything I can help you with? You want to take your money
yes,
too, do you?
Well, I would hope so, actually. Would you have a moment to chat in private, perhaps?
Sorry, I don't know you, or your friend, or your... He looks over at the cat, like kind of rubbing in between Hayden's legs, like, or your feline friend here?
Oh, she's very friendly. You'll get used to it.
He bends down. Hello, you're such a good little girl, aren't you? And he starts like...
expect the cat to be kind of like, but instead she just kind of goes like a dog.
Yeah. And he just picks up this cat and just starts petting Emmy. That's a good girl, aren't you? Well, lovely cat you got here.
Yes, she is lovely. Perhaps over a drink, might we buy you a...
And she shows like the toppest shelf rum that they're both holding, and like
It shouldn't take too long.
Won't say no to rum. Or free rum.
Hopefully you'll come out with more money to win after our chat too.
All right. I'm not sure what your game is here, but fine. And he's holding Emmy and just petting Emmy.
Me looks like if you like a normal cat would have already been like, no. I mean, just looks like I don't know what to do.
and he goes to like a side lounge area, and they're sort of set up in like sort of like unique like pods, basically, like where this is a couch and a table and some chairs. It's like here's a section, here's a section, here's a section.
Yeah.
Basically for this sort of thing to get deals done. That sort of stuff. He's like, and they're all full. And then there's most of them are full, and then there's this one on the end that there's only like 2 people there, and they're just drinking and talking. And he kind of walks up with Emmy in his hand and just petting Emmy, and he goes, "All right, hell with you." And people look up and they're like looking at him like, "What the fuck?" Is like, "Out!" And they just sort of get up and like grab their drinks, and he plops down on the couch and like sets Emmy down and is just like petting her.
Oh, marvelous! And then Kuda pours everyone a drink and like offers it to him.
So I presume you're familiar with Blackbeak, Captain Blackbeak.
I mean, who's not? Obviously.
Yes. Right. Well, she's actually sent us to talk to you.
Hold on. And you see his hand just sort of reach back behind him. I didn't do nothing.
No, she doesn't.
I never did nothing to her.
Want her dead.
Let's
I don't owe her any money. What are you talking about?
Let's take it easy for 1 second and restart this conversation.
Let me finish. Yes, let me finish. Okay, so, well, anyway, she heard that perhaps over the wind, she had heard that you might need a little assistance in the pocket area. Now, she's looking to...
He sort of looks over his shoulder. You keep that to yourself, you hear?
Oh, no, that's why we wanted to speak in private. We wouldn't air your dirty laundry out at all. No, not at all. She's like sipping her drink. We would have no reason to do that. However, we do come bearing gifts that might help you out. You see, in exchange for voting for our friend Blackbeak, our very, very good friend, she's willing to settle your debt for you.
So that's what this is about. You want to put a psychopath on the Congress.
What? How dare you?
Look. I personally don't harbor any love for Blackbeak, but you apparently know how she works. We're not a part of her crew, which means, unfortunately, we're not too dissimilar position.
So she's got you by the balls.
More or less.
If I had some, potentially.
But it's really simple, you see. In exchange for our continued well-being, we agreed to come meet with you and put this offer forward. We have no stake in it other than that. Your business is your business. I don't care to know why or how you're in your position. Fact is, we have some pretty hefty sum of money, and our intentions are to give it to you in exchange for your support for Blackbeak in the upcoming vote.
How much you got?
Oh, I didn't count it. Did you?
Well, let's see it. Come on.
And Coop pulls out the chest.
Gold talks.
Well, I'm not sure you'd want to open it here, but feel free to take a little peek.
And he just kind of gives you like a little shoe, like, and looks at, opens up the chest and sort of peeks in. And it's like that moment in Pulp Fiction where it's just like gold light washes over him as he looks in. And he looks and closes it. And as he's looking at it, Emmy and Cooter, he seems like, okay, whatever. Hayden, there's like a little, I don't know, like a little hint of excitement just in his eyes. You catch it just for a moment where he looks and his eyes widen just a bit and he closes it and regains his composure. He's like, I mean, yeah, I could use a little bit of gold here. Unfortunately for your employer, friend,
Temporary employer.
associate, I've got someone else who's looking to buy my vote too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do an insight on that? Since I don't know, he's holding. I'm like on his lap. I can feel his heartbeat. Probably. Like, what? Can I get an insight?
Roll an insight for me.
It's my insight, right? Not the cat's. Since it's
Yeah,
a
you
mental.
regain. You keep your
10.
10. I mean, he's sitting there and he's in the position where there's a lot of people in this place that have lots of gold, and he seems like a well-off halfling. So your guess is as good as anyone else's. Yeah, he might have a benefactor. Obviously, he has one since Blackbeak's willing to do it. So here's what I think so far. You've got about, what, $5,000 in there? My other offer stands as $7,000 and a portion of the next take. So from where I'm sitting, your deal's a little short, unless you sweeten the pot.
Ah. So, you're looking to pick our pockets in this deal. As I've said, I have no love for Blackbeak myself. She probably won't be pleased, knowing this offer was turned down, especially given that some mysterious benefactor exists out there that's willing to go up against her.
Hold on, mate. I didn't say anything's turned down at this point. We're just negotiating here.
Well,
who's the other benefactor?
it's really
Oh, come on now. I just can't give that away. You'll just go out
What?
and just slit the throat or something.
I could never.
Unfortunately, our job does not consist of much negotiating. It's a simple task. You owe her nothing more. She's not going to come to you for anything else. You're not indebted to her. All you have to do is vote.
Listen, mate. How many times am I going to tell you? I don't owe her money. I owe other people money. He
Right.
doesn't owe Blackbeak money. He
I know.
has debt. Okay, gotcha.
I'm saying, like, this is
Gotcha.
no strings attached other than a simple vote cast. He's not going to be beholden to her or owe her any favors for this. A simple
Right.
vote.
But then
That's
I got that and more from someone else. So
That sounds wonderful. And I'm
it is wonderful, to be honest.
that would be great for you. We can return. We'll be taking that if you decide you don't want it. And we'll tell Blackbeak, well, seems like there's somebody out there who finds you more valuable.
Now, let me put this little worm in your
She
ear.
won't like that at all. And Kuda starts like shaking her drink starts shaking, and she's like,
sort of
it's like going everywhere.
Snaps. He's like, well, Grandma
He's
said
like,
over there.
I'm fear for you.
You go back and you tell your employer, temporary of course, that you couldn't close the deal and that you need more from her. Good luck with that, mate. Seems to me the reason why you're here and none of her crew are, she wants a bit of a buffer in between me and her. So I don't think she'll take too kindly of you going back and saying that you failed. So put your big boy captain pants on and close the deal if you want it. So you can however you all imagine to close this deal, whether if you want to sweeten the pot, if you want to threaten this person, if whatever you all think is appropriate, go for it.
I dare say she won't like to hear that you've turned her down. It's got nothing to do with us. We're just the messengers.
Can I do the equivalent of sad puppy dog eyes, but as a kitty cat?
Sure.
Okay.
I am doing that.
Oh, what's wrong, love? Here, come over here. And he puts you in his lap and starts petting you again. See, you've upset your cat here.
What my partner here says is probably true, but the way I see it in this moment is you have very real chest of money right before you. That's yours to take home. Now, if you want it, in exchange for a single vote. You might have another buyer. I don't know. I don't see the money in front of you. Here's real money right in front of you.
Oh, yes. I've been carrying this around for 3 days waiting to give it to you.
He looks confused at that, and he's just like, and is going to comment on it and just decides against it. All I'm saying here, mate, is you're not doing a very good job of negotiating, because I already have an offer on the table. And what you're saying is take it or leave it?
Well, I mean, we don't know where this other person is. We don't even know if they actually exist. So, to be fair, it is take it or leave it for us. For all she knows, we gave you the money and you just never voted in her favor. So,
Where are you threatening it?
potentially, I'm just throwing out options of, things that may happen. Is all I'm doing.
So you all tell me when you're having a conversation versus like I'm trying to convince them of something.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't think she's necessarily trying to threaten or convince him, but she's kind of like, for all Blackbeak knows, like, I'm just giving you what she might think in this situation, which is that, like, we could very well go back to her and say, yes, we did. We gave him the stuff. He promised. He did promise to vote. Money's gone. He took it.
So at this point, if you know that to put it out of game, like you're gonna have to do something to close this deal if you want it. It's gonna have to be some sort of a roll, putting up your own money or your own promises. So it's up to you how you want to go forward.
Threaten
I'm not the best at intimidation, so I don't think
him.
that's
Anyways.
necessarily what I'm trying to do.
All of my negotiating skills are a bare minimum, but I think I would say that Kuda is like being genuine. Like she's like, if like you trying to stuff Blackbeak around is probably going to bite you in the ass either way. So she's being honest about that. However, it would probably be more like, I guess it would be trying to persuade him given his circumstances. Like, dude, listen to yourself. Like, it's kind of lose-lose for you either way.
I would think with the tack that Cooter took, that would be more of like an intimidate, because you're like, well, we tried, and then you're gonna be mad at her. Yeah, it doesn't matter either way. So if you want, you can you can roll on it. If anyone wants to help you, they certainly can.
Can I help? I just like, while he's trying to like talk to her, I just want to very slowly dig my claws into his legs. You know, like when some cats you don't realize it until it's almost too late.
He's very annoyed.
So he's like,
I don't think that would help with an intimidation, but I think Hayden was going to speak as well. Hold on for a second.
I mean,
I'm limited in what I can do.
Yeah, since you're a nice kitty cat that he really likes.
Yeah, I mean, Hayden is certainly not going to put up his own money to this guy, so I think he would.
I mean, what I said is true.
He would probably try to bolster the sort of thing Cooter was talking about, of like, hey, you know, you admitted she's a psychopath. You don't know what she'll do. If she finds out you didn't throw your support behind her, I make no promises. It's not easy.
Roll with advantage and intimidation check.
Nice.
B? Or Hayden? Okay.
He was helping you.
Okay. Oh, blessed day. With advantage, it was 18.
Oh, nice.
Without advantage, it was 7. Because I had already rolled and I was like waiting, like, please.
Blessed day. That's how you know it was a great roll. Oh, blessed day. And he just sort of looks at you all. All right, listen, I don't want any trouble with Blackbeak. You hear? The other captain who put up the money for me is not going to be happy about it. And I'm straight up going to tell them it was your fault. But...
Oh, well, we'd be happy to help with that if we knew who they were.
So, first off, I'll take the deal. I'll take the cash. And he just takes the chest and puts it in front of him, then just kind of puts it to his side. And he says, second of all, just for your information, Goldbeard's not going to be happy because him being the Speaker Corsair does not want a psychopath on the Congress. However, I don't give a fuck. I'll vote for whoever you want.
Who was it?
See, I took you for a smart man.
Creator prize wins all the time. Third of all, I want your cat. No deal otherwise.
You can have her.
Yes. I mean, by all means, she was kind of eating too much for us to keep up with anyway.
What's her name?
Her name's Emma.
What was my fake name? It was like MZ or something.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think, like, Cooter's trying to get across that, like, Emmy knows that because they're trying to, like, not give her real name, she knows, like, okay, I can just leave whatever the fuck I want. Like I know what's up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Like, it would be so easy to just give her up.
What an awful name for a cat. He sort of picks her up and pets Emmy. He's like, I'm going to name you Lettuce.
Lettuce?
Lettuce.
Like the vegetable.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Sounds fitting enough.
Fair enough.
And he starts petting Emmy. He's like, all right now. Is this over? Shoot.
Well, thank you very much. All right.
Oh, have fun with pissing off Goldbeard.
Oh, we'll be fine.
Do we know anything about Goldbeard?
He is the Speaker Corsair. He is the figurehead, the spokesperson of the Captain's Congress.
Okay. I think we're fine. We never really introduced ourselves. So he doesn't have our names. Or what ship we're on or anything.
But as soon as he goes, there was a turtle and a suave looking bloke and a cat.
Could be anybody. Could be anybody. That's his cat now.
Yeah, it's his cat now.
No.
And he sort of gets up and sort of snaps his fingers and have someone with the attendants come over and sort of take the chest. He's like, I want that in chips. And he goes, come on, let's win some money. And goes back to one of the tables.
Emmy looks like she kind of wants to run, but then he says that, and like Emmy has this newfound like, yeah, I'm a pirate. Pirates gamble, so she kind of goes, oh. He goes with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm just gonna watch.
And it's a lively sort of evening here at the Hidden Ledger. By your count, Emmy, he loses about 800 gold.
You say it's as much as we just gave him.
No, it's about 800 gold.
Okay.
In a couple of games, and he seems very upset.
Can I ask an important question?
Yes.
Is he good at giving pets at least?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just having like a spa day, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Free massages.
So yeah, he's having an excellent evening at the moment. He has a brand new pet cat named Lettuce, has a chest full of gold, and he's gambling the night away and got free top shelf rum.
He's gonna like lose all his gold immediately.
I mean, yeah, maybe. There's a reason why he was 5,000 plus gold in debt. So yeah, so you finish that deal, and you all are welcome to hang around or finish off the evening however you'd like.
How about one drink for the road? I don't know about you, but I'm not really interested in this joint.
No, but I do need a drink.
All right.
Another of your top shelf. Another.
Yeah, and they'll bring some more top shelf rum over to you all, and throughout the evening you see various, people going to these little private cordoned off areas to have conversations, and what you think is happening is this is sort of an area where you can gamble and drink and make or lose gold here, but it's also a private secluded area that is exclusive where people can talk about similar things that you just did. So it seems that a lot of sort of captain's agreements or sort of things are worked out behind the scenes in this sort of place here. And
I think we should stick around and see if we can hear anything about our friend Captain Lyria or the other ship.
Haldrick. Is that the one?
Yeah, so
Yes.
you have effectively bribed this captain, and you have Captain Haldrick from the Stormcaller to sabotage their ship. You have to intimidate Captain Lyra, who has been on the fence on who to vote for, and also discredits Captain Mira publicly. Those are the remaining things that you have. So you can finish out the evening here at the Hidden Ledger, pick up any other wheeling and dealing that goes on, and I think it's a great spot for us to end our evening of the game.
Right.
So
we will sit around and drink and listen attentively, as much as we dislike being there.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here, and there will be, of course, an episode of Out of Combat that's going to drop Thursday, which will be with me and Bun and Nina talking about the episode. So make sure to look out for that on Thursday. And if you haven't, go subscribe to us on YouTube. Go check out our Patreon. Both of those are at Casters and Cantrips. And as of course, join our Discord and talk about things like soup of the night. What would your soup of the night be, as opposed to soup of the day?
Chicken soup.
And what's your favorite core? Is it night core, gnome core, like cottage core?
I couldn't find that discussion, so I don't know what I'm referencing.
I think you're maybe expecting the discussion to be more informative than it was.
It's not.
Where was it? Was there like pictures or like some kind of reference?
There was a screenshot of Bun picture. When I said I just learned night core is a thing and my time has arrived.
Chat. Yeah, it's in general chat.
That's all I said. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure to come back next week as well for the next episodes to see if they complete all the tasks for Blackbeak to vote her into the Captain's Congress. And we should have all of the cast members back next week as well. So we'll be back to a full crew. But with that being said, thanks everybody for watching. And we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.